Imagine it's a Friday night. You had a long week and you are ready to unwind. So you and a couple friends decide to hit up the bars. Boys' night out. As you're heading out the door, one of your friends turns to you and says, "That's it. I'm tired of being single. I'm going to fall passionately in love with a girl tonight and I'm going to marry her and it's going to be perfect." Obviously, nobody ever actually says this, but just imagine if they did, how would you react? You would probably laugh and ask your friend if he's joking or if he's lost his mind. Everybody knows that you can't force something like finding your future wife or husband. You might meet them, but you can't fall in love and get married all in one night. That's just not how it works. Building a relationship with someone takes time. And if you were to go out to a bar with the intention of finding a future spouse, it probably wouldn't go too well. Chances are every conversation you have would probably end up going very poorly because you would be trying too hard. It is obvious when someone is trying too hard and it is a huge turn-off. Nobody likes to try hard. On the other hand, when you go into conversations without any intentions or expectations, that's when your conversations flow a lot better and that's when you might actually end up meeting your future spouse. But again, that will never happen if you go into every conversation with that expectation from the beginning. This is one of life's many paradoxes and it carries with it an important lesson that applies to any situation in life. The way you approach things will define your experience. When you set things up the right way, good things happen. But when you rush into things or when you go into a situation expecting a particular result, that's when things don't work out the way you want them to. And this is exactly why so many millennials are perpetually conflicted when trying to figure out what to do with their lives. The most common mistake people make when trying to find their passion is that they're trying to force something that can't be forced. Their approach is just as futile as the man hoping to fall passionately in love and get married to the perfect woman the first night he meets her at a bar. It's just a bad approach. And so, if you approach every single new project or hobby with a single goal of determining whether or not it's your true passion, I promise you will never find your passion. You can't expect to feel some sort of deep, burning passion for something right from the get-go. Developing a passion for something, just like developing a relationship with someone, takes time. It takes time and a lot of hard work. No one just woke up one day and suddenly knew this is the one thing I want to do for the rest of my life. That's just not how it works. At least not for the 99% of the population. If you have been making this mistake, here's what you need to do. Step number 1, relax. I know you probably feel like you're supposed to have figured everything out by now, but like I said before, you're not alone. The vast majority of people have no idea what they're doing with their lives. What you're going through right now is completely normal, so you need to relax. If you need some help with this, I highly recommend looking into meditation. Aside from the fact that life is simply more enjoyable when you are relaxed, studies show that you are a better decision maker when you are relaxed. The problem is that you are so caught up trying to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life that you can't even take a step in the first place. But it doesn't need to be this big one scary decision. Step number 2, forget about passion and just start following your curiosities. Whether you're currently stuck in a job that you hate or you're a student trying to figure out what career path to pursue after graduating, here's my advice. Start a side project. I'm a huge fan of side projects because starting something on the side gives you the freedom to try something new or take a deep dive into your current field before fully committing to it. And even if you end up choosing the wrong thing at first, you realize that you're not as interested in it as you thought. At least you will have had the opportunity to learn new skills and weed out one more option before committing to what you really love. At the end of the day, finding what you love comes down to a process of elimination. And you probably won't get it right on the first try. But that's okay, because with each attempt, you will learn something new from which you will be able to iterate. It's about taking action and then correcting course. Instead of trying to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life, my advice is to just focus on getting started on something. You will never find out what you really love or what you don't if you never give anything a try in the first place. Don't know where to start? Here's a few questions you can ask yourself. What gets you excited? Or what types of blogs or websites do you read in your free time? Or what type of content do you tend to share on social media? Or what makes you forget to eat and poop? Move towards those things that you already find yourself naturally drawn to. Start a blog, learn how to code, sign up for a dance class, whatever. Just start doing something and see where that takes you. The passion will come later.